will have heard of Dr. Henry Jekyll. You will have heard appalling things. I tell you this, he was my friend, and he was a seeker of truth. The radical theories, the life-altering drugs were part of a search to illuminate the elements of goodness and evil, which are inherent in every human personality. Henry Jekyll believed he had found a way to control those separate elements, not merely for the furtherance of science, but for the relief of human sorrow and suffering.
He entered my life as a brilliant young scientist and became as dear to me as my own child. I came to feel the exhilaration of his knowledge and the profundity of his suffering as though they were mine. I came to understand Henry Jekyll. In a very real sense, his passion is consistently reenacted within every one of us.
He's beyond help, Henry.
Therefore, we treat him like an animal? He's a man, John. He has emotional responses as sensitive as any of ours. But the mind, the memory which allows him to express those emotions, rebels now and refuses to serve him. I know there's a means to reintegrate mind and emotion. There must be.
Your colleagues tell me your theories are infinitely more dangerous than he is. They say you're trespassing on hallowed ground when you experiment with the human mind.
My colleagues are cowards, afraid of what they don't understand. How can we call ourselves civilized if we're not prepared to help him and every wretched soul like him?
He's lost, Henry. Lost to himself and to the world. You will never reach
I
him.
have to try.
You have tried.
No, it's not true, John. John, I'm at the point of perfecting a formula, a combination of rare drugs.
I admire your tenacity, Henry, but I question your philosophy. Do you seriously believe your drugs can change what God has set in motion?
Yes, yes, he can be changed, Sir Danvers. We shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Lost in the darkness, silence surrounds you. Once there was morning, now endless night. If I could reach you, I'd guide you and teach you to walk from this darkness back into the light. Deep in your silence, please try to hear me. I'll keep you near me till night passes by. I will find the answer. I'll never desert you. I promise you this, till the day that I die. Good night, Father.
Cold light of day.
It's society's mask, it's society's way.
And the truth is that it's all a facade. There's a face that we hide till the night time appears.
And what's hiding inside, behind all of our fears,
is our true self, locked inside the facade.
Every day, people in their own sweet way, like to wear a coat,
But there's one thing I know, and I know it for sure. This disease we've got has got no ready cure. And I'm certain life is terribly hard
when your life's a facade.
Look around you, I have found you cannot tell by looking at the surface what is lurking there beneath it. See that face now, I'm prepared to bet you what you see is not what you get. This man's a master of deceit.
So what is the sinister secret? The lie he would tell you is true.
It's that each man you meet on the street isn't one man, but two.
Nearly everyone you see like him and her and you and me pretends to be a pillar of society,
a model of propriety,
sobriety and piety,
shudders at the thought of notoriety. The ladies and gents here before you,
which none of them ever admits.
they have saintly looks,
but we're sinners and crooks, hypocrites. There are preachers who kill, there are killers who preach, there are teachers who lie, there are liars who teach. Take a pick, dear, 'cause it's all a facade.
If we're not one but two, are we evil or good? Do we walk the fine line that we'd cross if we could? Are we waiting
to break through the facade? They're as bad as me and you, right down to their wings.
I'm inclined to think
Half mankind thinks the other half is blind. Wouldn't be surprised to find
they're only cons?
at the end of the day, they don't mean what they say. They don't say what they mean. They don't ever mean.
And their answer
is it so?
Is it so? Is it so? Man is not one but two. He is evil and good, and he walks a fine line. We don't cross if we could.
It's a nightmare.
we can never destroy.
So we stay on our guard. Though we love the facade.
That's behind the
Look behind the facade.
The Board of Governors of St. Jude's Hospital is now met. Sir Danvers Carew presiding.
Here.
Also in attendance, His Grace, the Bishop of Basingstoke.
Yes.
The Right Honourable Sir Archibald Proops.
Yes.
Lord Savage, Lady Beaconsfield, and General Lord Glossop.
Glossop. Glossop.
Yes. And yourself, Mr. Stride.
Simon Stride, Honorary Secretary, respectfully recording the order of business.
I'm already late for 2 other board meetings.
Let's get on with it.
Henry. Dr. Jekyll, the sole purpose for our extraordinary meeting is to permit you to explain the very unusual request that you have previously submitted to us in writing. Please, Dr. Jekyll's case is of particular interest to me, as you all know. Let us therefore allow him to submit his request. There's one last time.
Distinguished governors, I'm obliged to thank you in advance for hearing me out in this matter of vital interest to any enlightened member of our society.
Dr. Jekyll, let us dispense with the niceties and proceed with the matter at hand.
Certainly, Mr. Stride. Forgive my good manners. Distinguished governors, in each of us there reside 2 separate natures, 2 distinct personalities. One dark, one light, one good, one evil. Now, it is the curse of mankind that these 2 extremes should be constantly at war.
Henry, to the point.
It is clear to me now that we have the power to divide this primitive duality of man into its separate components, to isolate what is functional from what is dysfunctional, and to control these elements forever. My experiments with various animals have convinced me that this separation, the behavioral control of which I speak, is more than theoretical. It is achievable. I must now be permitted to test my formula and my theory on a human subject.
What? A human soul?
To be prodded and tested like a laboratory rat?
Yes, madam. Yes, gentlemen, I ask that I be permitted to select a patient to help prove my theory for the betterment of all mankind. A volunteer, I hope.
A volunteer mental patient. Very good.
A man whom society has already abandoned as hopeless. An inmate of this prison.
Prison? No, Henry.
And you would perform your surgery on this pitiful creature's brain?
No. As I've already explained to this august body, my treatment takes the form of rare drugs, precisely combined and administered through hypodermic injection.
What?
There are 2 broken souls in 1,000 asylums, left there to rot for the lack of a plan. In the name of compassion and medical science, I can save many lives if you give me one man.
I tell you now, the church will never sanction it.
Sacrilege, lunacy, blasphemy, heresy.
They say you're treading on dangerous ground. In legal terms, I'd say extremely unsound.
Your lack of humility strikes me as odd. What makes you think you have the right to play God?
The Bishop speaks for all of us when he says you're playing God. There's such a thing as ethics, over which you ride roughshod. You're a doctor, not a savior. Dr. Jekyll for a start. But I judge from your behavior, you can't tell the 2 apart.
Dear Mr. Stride, I am simply a scientist. I have a code to which I remain true. I don't presume to the stature of moralist. I leave pretensions like that, sir, to you.
Henry, I've always encouraged your enterprise, and I've been hopeful that you would succeed. But given the problems my colleagues can visualize, I see no choice but for you to concede.
I know my fate is yours to choose, but if I fail, the world will lose when I am on the threshold of success. I beg you, governors, you must say yes.
Dr. Jekyll, enough of your ranting, sir. This is a hospital here to save lives.
Do you think we will let you play havoc with all the high principles toward which you strive? Do you expect us to compromise all that we stand for, indulging your dangerous game? Sacrifice all common sense to your dubious aim.
Can't you see I am not playing games? Just give me the opportunity.
This whole thing's too bizarre.
Open up your eyes and
This
see.
way.
Unless you listen to me.
The police want to turn. Stand aside. And to see you're on your...
If I ever need a better justification for my work, gentlemen, you just have provided it. Just look at what has happened here. Mix anger with a touch of fear. The danger's all too crystal clear. Just look at you. Our darker side keeps breaking through. Observe it now in me and you. The evil any man can do must be controlled. I beg of you, I'll show you all. It can be done. Here is a chance to take charge of our fate. Deep down you must know, tomorrow's too late. One rule of life we cannot rearrange. The only thing constant is change. The only thing constant is change.
Distinguished colleagues, your verdict, please. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, nay.
Sir Danvers?
I abstain.
By 5 votes to none with 1 abstention, Dr. Jekyll's extraordinary proposal is rejected. Thank you for your time, Doctor.
I am shocked to the core of my being.
Well, who's going to take me to luncheon? Bessie?
No, Teddy, I've heard enough demented babbling for one day.
This is England, you know, not the continent.
I'm profoundly sorry, Henry. I did try to prepare you.
Well, you finally convinced them that you're mad.
Oh, they set themselves up as friends of medicine, John. Friends of knowledge, but they're not. They're hypocrites. They're hypocrites, every last one of them.
Yes, but they're powerful hypocrites. You should exercise greater caution.
I can't afford caution.
Henry! Henry, you are obsessed by your father's condition.
Of course I'm obsessed. He's my father. I draw my life from him. The flesh upon my bones is his, John. John, I know I can save him and the thousands of others who dwell in the same darkness if they would only let me. How can I pursue the truth when they can block each step I take?
Henry, you have come too far. Remember what you have at stake.
John, I know I'm right. I must let my vision guide me. But I'm so weary of this fight. There's so little left inside me.
If you know that you are right, then you've got to see it through. You've got to see it through.
7 years ago, I started out on this alone. Now it's alone, I'll see it through to its conclusion. Who are they to judge what I am doing? They know nothing of the endless possibilities I seek. It's ludicrous, I'm bound by their decision.
Seems vision is a word they've never heard.
If it mattered less, I'd treat them with derision. It's absurd.
And yet, the fact remains. Those bastards hold the reins.
If you live around here, you need cash in the bank, cause the houses round here are all flashy and swank, and the front bit is what's called a facade.
If you live around here, you need lots of panache. If you live in town here, then you must cut a dash. It's hard, dear, to create a facade.
Here tonight it's festive, but the guests are getting restive, cause the guest of honor's causing a dilemma.
Dr. Jekyll's starting for his own engagement party. This betrothal to Sir Danvers' daughter, Emma.
Waste of time. And who does this Jekyll fella think he is?
Pertinence like that in the army would have earned him a good flogging.
The perfect way to stamp on any nasty signs of progress. Eh, General?
Absolutely.
He's tinkering with a man's soul, and I don't like it. He's lucky we're living in modern times. Today's penalties for heresy are not what they should be.
Then we should thank the good Lord that we have you to represent modern times, Your Grace.
If Jekyll's as clever as you say he is, what's he doing trying to save paupers and mad? What possible use is that? I have lived in St. James for 60 years, and I've never even seen a pauper, let alone a madman.
I think he's mad, if you must know. Danvers, we're talking about your future son-in-law, and I think you're mad to let him marry your daughter.
That's not Father's decision, Lady Beaconsfield. It's mine.
Don't worry, Bessie. Whatever your opinion of him as a scientist may be, Emma assures me Henry Jekyll is impeccable husband material.
Well, for a start, it is less than impeccable to be late for one's own engagement party. Shows a remarkable lack of style.
Yes. Bessie.
Comments on style should never be made by those who have none.
Miss Carew.
Oh, Mr. Utterson, thank you so much for being here.
You are a bracing breath of fresh air.
Emma Carew Can this be you? What kind of man is this you've taken? Can you not see the kind of life that this would be? You are mistaken. Time to awaken before it's too late. Before you forever determine your fate.
But Simon, you knew I had to be free. What I choose to do is decided by me. From the day my mother died, my father, full of good intentions, treated me as though I were a young child. Maybe his idea was just to wait until I grew up and then look at me and hope that I'd be her. It's easy to accept that from a father. He'd rather things remain the way they were. But when it comes to marriage, I must pick whom I prefer. I am not the weak young thing you're seeking, Simon. Someone 17, obedient and sweet. I am not the protege to waste your time on. I'm complete. In Henry's eyes I see what I am meant to be.
Henry Jekyll, you're a devil. You have robbed us of London's most lovely girl.
I could turn to drink when I stopped to think, what? Emma's marrying a doctor instead of an earl. Poor girl.
Ah, the late Dr. Jekyll.
My apologies, Sir Danvers.
Nothing to forgive, dear boy. Like Emma, I'm learning to anticipate you. We thought we might invite your wedding guests for the day after the ceremony, just to make sure the groom is in attendance.
Never fear, sir. I'll be there. The 6 weeks till the wedding will be the longest of my life.
Well, your half hour this afternoon with the governors of St. Jude's was certainly the longest of my life.
I have to take every opportunity I am given, sir, to state my beliefs.
Even though you antagonize the established authority in the process?
But your friends are not the established authority, merely the established
Henry.
prejudice. Your
My
friend...
friend, Dr. Jekyll, is a man of honor, Sir Danvers, but not of diplomacy.
Ah, I was not aware the two were incompatible.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fireworks.
Fireworks, ladies and gentlemen, do come along. Mr. Utterson, do you enjoy fireworks?
If they're unavoidable.
Yes, they are. Bishop, come along and have a glass of port.
Yes.
Miss Carew,
Dr. Jekyll.
are you angry with me?
No,
You should be.
I'm just happy you're here.
Well, I try never to miss any social occasion attended by Lady Beaconsfield. Tell me, is there a Lord Beaconsfield?
He died 30 years ago.
Sensible fellow. Dearest Emma, you realize you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of these aggravations.
Yes, I realize that.
I cannot live by the same old clock other people do.
I realize that, too.
And in all good conscience, I must advise you, I love you far too much to have you suffer the sort of life I have to offer. I must go on with the work I'm committed to. How can I not when my theories are true? And I will prove if I'm ever permitted to. Things are not wrong just because they are new.
Henry, I adore you, always have done, always will do. And your dreams are mine. I will always understand, however hard the path you've planned. Our lives will intertwine.
Who knows where my work will lead me?
Nowhere where you will not need me.
Emma, please, I beg you, heed me.
Just don't leave me on my own.
The only thing I fear is the unknown.
When this all began, we knew there'd be a price to pay. Too late now to turn away. We have come too far.
Sometimes I see past the horizon, sure of my way, where I am going. But where's the prize I have my eyes on? Where? There is just no knowing. And when despair tears me in two, who can I turn to but you? You know who I am. Take me as I am.
Look in my eyes. Who do you see there? Someone you know, or just a stranger? If you are wise, you will see me there. Love is the only danger. Love meaning me, love meaning you. We'll make that one dream come true. You know who I am. Take me as I am.
Oh, faith won't always do what we desire. Still we can set the world on fire. Give me your hand, give me your heart. Swear to me we'll never part. You know who I am. This is who I am. Take me as I am.
Emma,
Father,
you're being asked for.
So are you, Dr. Jekyll, though I can't imagine why.
I fancy people will be curious to know why the two main reasons for this party are resolutely hiding from it.
Come along, Henry. Let's test your theories against these other lesser fireworks.
I hope you gave him the scolding he deserves.
did Mother's scolding ever change you?
Look, I'm not alone in finding Henry's behavior difficult to tolerate.
Well, you don't have to tolerate it, Father. He's marrying me, not you.
Emma, don't you understand? It's you that I'm concerned for.
Mother, don't, but you should be concerned for him. He's the one in need.
I'm only trying to protect you. What else would you have your father do? I think I would die if any harm should come to you. I'm scared, my child, because I'm going to lose you. I find it very hard to let you go.
If you tried to, you could never lose me. Darling Father, I still love you more than you will ever know. But if we want our love to grow,
I know. In time, I have to let you go. We mustn't be afraid of letting go.
oh, I love you, Father.
I love you.
expect a gentleman to come again.
It's what we're here for.
You've got one chance in 5. They're the odds you must beat if you want to survive. So be fast on your feet. Life is hard.
Find her and get her in here now.
Never you!
Oh, I'm sorry,
The
Queenie. I
others
know
had
I'm
to
late,
fill
but just...
in for you. Get in there now and account for yourself to the spider.
Just
He's
let me
mad at us
explain,
all
I'll
because
tell
of you, girl.
Are we here? Is this it? Oh, my goodness.
Welcome to the Red Rats, gentlemen. How good of you to pay us a call.
Henry Jekyll, you're a devil.
Leading friends to a life of debauchery.
Mr. Utterson, is it not?
Mr. Utterson. Why, John?
Why, John?
Why, John?
As you can see, Gwynny, these two youngsters desperately need something to drink.
Leading friends to a life of debauchery.
I can turn to drink, and I will, I think.
John, why on earth have you brought me here?
You need the relaxation, Henry.
He's right, Henry. You need relaxation. Table 1 and champagne for Mr. Utterson's party. The show is about to start, Henry. You will love the new girl.
The only reason we don't have rats in this place is they wouldn't be caught dead here. Absolutely.
Well, Lucy, it's about time you got here.
Well, look who it is, Her Royal Majesty, Queen of the Red Rat.
You are in trouble, girl. We're running late and the spider is in a foul mood.
Oh, well, that'll make a nice change.
Oh, don't upset him, Lucy. You know what the spider can do.
Oh, I suppose you've been up in Hyde Park again listening to all them speeches.
And what's wrong with that? I like to listen. Just want to learn.
Lucy, you're such a fool. Filling your head with all that rubbish.
All you need to learn is to be on time. Now you get your ass out onto that stage. You got 2 minutes. I don't know who you girls think you are. Think you are.
Well, don't worry, Gwynny, nor do we.
I'd rather be nobody than her.
Ah, chin up, Lucy. You're the nicest nobody I know.
Look at me and tell me who I am.
Lucy.
Why I am what I am.
You put that
Call
away.
me a fool, and it's true, I am.
You're a fool.
I don't know who I am. It's such a shame. I'm such a sham. No one knows who I am. Am I the face of the future? Am I the face of the past? Am I the one who must finish last? Look at me and tell me who I am, why I am what I am. Will I survive? Who will give a damn if no one knows who I am? Come on now. Nobody knows. Not even you. No one knows who I am.
Lucy, on stage.
Good and evil and their merits. Men have argued through history as well they should. My philosophy, any child can see. Good is evil, and therefore all evil everywhere. Good is the one that they sell. You must decide which is heaven, which is hell. Good men maintain evil's a curse. But it is plain the good's even worse. Evil's the one that they tell you to shun. Good is the one to embrace. Say that and Satan will laugh right in your face. The battle between good and evil goes back to the start. Adam and Eve and the apple tore it apart. The key thing about good and evil, each man has to choose. Heaven and hell is a hell of a gamble to lose. But as I peruse world beyond view, it's hell that we choose. Heaven must lose. Evil is everywhere. Good doesn't have a prey. Good is commendable. Evil dependable. Evil is viable. Good is unreliable. Good may be thankable. Evil is thankable. Evil's for me. You can have good. It doesn't suit me to be Robin Hood. Sees you by far by the way that things are to remain good and evil. Then try to be
It has nothing to do with it.
Hasn't
Sit
it?
down. You only make it worse for the girl.
Where were you and why were you late?
What does it matter? It won't happen again.
If it does, it'll happen to a dead girl. And I mean that.
I know you do.
Lucky for you, I'm in a good mood tonight. I'll be up to your room later on to show you just how good.
Lucky me.
Be good to him, Luce. Some knows quality when they sees it.
I wonder, is there anything I can do?
Yes, you can tell me if the rest of my face is still there.
Appears to be. It's a lovely face. Should look after it. Please. I'd like to help you if I could. You helped me tonight.
I did?
Yes.
How?
With your song, Good and Evil. Made me think. We all do have choices to make, don't we?
Some of us do. So what's your specialty then?
I'm a doctor. And tonight you made me realize I could be the patient as well.
You're serious?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right.
It all sounds a bit weird to me. But whatever makes you happy. Here's to the night, here's to romance, to those unafraid of taking a chance. Yet I can see you're not up to the chase, but if you're ever in need, I am the girl in this. Well, this is the place. Come to me.
It's getting late. I have to go. Anytime, you never know. You need a friend. I mean simply that.
Henry Jekyll, you're a devil.
There's no end to your life of debauchery.
John, I'm going. You?
Yes, certainly.
Wait,
Gentlemen.
Henry, I was joking.
Anytime, you never know. You need a friend.
the bleeding hell is wrong with you? That gent was trying to be nice to you. How many like him you think there is hanging on the vine?
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you for the relaxation, if that's what it was.
Never stop brooding over your damnable theories for one single moment.
I did discover something essential tonight, old friend.
What's that?
My volunteer.
Henry? You can't possibly. Where are you going?
My officers, I'm going to work tonight. I must.
You need to rest, Henry. Henry, you must...
Sir?
Promise me you're not contemplating a volunteer from the Red Rat.
Good heavens, John, you think I'm such an unprincipled character?
Fool. Send him straight to bed. He must have rest. So must I. I'm going home.
Quite right, sir. I'll do what I can. Anything more you need, sir?
Stir the fire pool.
Of course, sir.
And then go to bed. I won't be needing you anymore this evening.
Good night, sir.
Fool.
Sir?
You knew my father in his best days. His mind and spirit were extremely strong, weren't they?
He was the finest gentleman I ever knew, sir.
I must do it for his sake.
Sir?
Nothing, fool. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Now there is no choice I must put aside. The fears I feel inside, there's no place to hide. So it's come to this, one great golden chance that only I can take when everything I've fought for is at stake. To make the mark that only I can make. This is the moment, this is the day, and I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play. It's here and now, today. This is the moment, this is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming scheming and screaming become one. This is the day, see it sparkle and shine, when all I've lived for becomes mine. Through all these years, I've faced the world alone, and now the time has come to prove to them I've made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, and I've never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I will not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment. The moment, the sweetest moment of them all. September 14th, 3:56 a.m. I started this alone, and I must finish it alone. I realize now I must use myself as the subject of the experiment. I must be wise. I must try to analyze each change in me. Everything I see, how will it be? Will I see the world through different eyes? Like a warning light, glimmering in red, like crimson bloodshed, shimmering in red, beautiful and strange. See the colors change before my eyes. See how they dance and they sparkle like diamonds at night, leading me out of the darkness and into the light. "3:58 a.m. It is done. I've injected 5 centiliters of the newly fused formula salty, bitter taste. Stings the gums. Warm in the gullet. A prickling heat spreading strongly through my veins. A light-headedness. Slight feeling of euphoria. No noticeable behavioral differences. Now the die is cast. Nothing left to lose. Time alone will prove my theories through. I'll show the world. Oh, dear God. Oh, God. What is this? Oh, something is happening. I can't explain. Something inside me, a breathtaking pain, devours, consumes me, and drives me insane. Oh, God. Suddenly, uncontrolled, something is taking hold. Suddenly, agony, filling me, killing me. Oh, suddenly, out of breath. What is this? Is this death? Suddenly, can it be? Look at me. Who is this creature that I see? O'clock, and all is well. An unexpected development. Free. Felt so alive. Where does this feeling of power derive? Making me know why I'm alive. Like the night it's a secret. The sinister, dark, and unknown. I do not know what I seek yet. I seek it alone. I have a thirst I cannot deprive. Never have I felt so alive. There is no battle I couldn't survive. Feeling like this, feeling alive. Like the moon in enigma. Lost and alone in the night, damned by some heavenly stigma, my blaze is alive. It's a feeling of being alive, full of evil but truly alive. It's a truth that cannot be denied. It's a feeling of being in I'm so sorry, Miss Carew. Perhaps next week.
No, Poole. I won't come again. Not until Dr. Jekyll asks for me.
Emma.
Father.
Oh, he asks about you constantly, Miss Carew. But he's not seen anybody. Not for weeks now.
Because of his work. Yes, I know. Show him the flowers, Poole, and the nourishing things I brought. If you can get his attention, say they are to remind him that there is more in his life than his work. Myself, for example.
Emma, I thought you weren't coming here again until he emerges.
I'm not.
This is absurd. He's sacrificing everything valuable in his life to this experiment.
The experiment is the most valuable thing in his life.
Yes, after you.
No. No, Father, before me. Now, I understand that. Are you coming along with me? Are you staying?
Aye, I'm coming along, of course. I'm just trying to persuade Mr. Utterson that he's wasting his time.
I did not wish to alarm Miss Carew, sir, and it is hardly my place to criticize the doctor. But for more than a week now, he's been locked in that laboratory. I'm instructed to leave his meals out the door and go away.
He's been alone in there all this time.
Alone, sir? No.
But if you're forbidden to admit anyone,
I did not admit him, sir. The doctor must have let him in. I would not have admitted a man of that sort to the doctor's home. I saw him here just once, standing in front of the fire, staring at his reflection. He told me to clear out and not disturb him and the doctor again. But later, that same night...
What?
I heard the doctor, or someone, in the laboratory there, crying, weeping. The strangest sound you ever heard, sir.
Who?
Sir?
I have been ringing for a quarter of an hour. Go to Mr. Bissett, the pharmacist, and fetch me back these drugs. Now! John!
Henry! Good Lord, what is happening to you? You look as if you're in the grip of the very devil.
There's something you must do for me. John, there are 3 letters here. One for Emma, one for her father, and one for you. If I should be taken ill, or have to go away for a while without otherwise alerting you, everything you will want to know are in these letters.
If you should go away, what are you saying? I won't accept these.
John! John! You're my lawyer. More importantly, you're my friend. You must do this for me.
And you, my dear Henry, must re-examine your priorities. You have your work, and nothing more. You are possessed. What is your demon? You've never been this way before. You've lost the fire you built your dream on. There's something strange, there's something wrong. I see a change. It's like when hope dies. I who have known you for so long, I see the pain in your eyes. There was a time you lived your life, lived the way that you had a plan, a wife, and nothing more. And it all, seemed to notice what is wrong. Now it seems to it all, and your worth nothing more.
Father, you know Henry won't just walk away. The only way he knows is straight ahead.
Emma, you've not heard a single word I've said. My fear is he's in over his head. He could lose control, and that I dread. There has been talk. They say he's gone too far. He's locked himself away in his own world, pursuing this insanity.
It is his work.
It's more than work. He is obsessed. The man is driven.
Just give him time, I ask no more. His work's a crime to be forgiven.
There's something strange, unless I'm blind. I see a change of a bizarre kind. He's chasing dreams he'll never find.
His working isolation, all he has is obsessed and living
Were they to judge what I am doing, they know nothing of the endless possibilities I see.
Time to awaken before it's too late.
Listen, Lord, and don't be a kind. Let that explode in your
A young lady to see you, sir?
Send her away, fool.
Indeed, sir. She's dressed little enough like a lady. No doubt she found your card dropped on the street somewhere.
My card?
Yes, sir.
I will see her. Now.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, miss.
Good morning.
Miss?
Lucy.
Lucy.
Lucy Harris. I'm the one that you and your friend met that night.
Oh, yes, I didn't. Yes, I remember. Please sit down. What brings you here?
You said if I ever needed a friend.
Yes, I remember. Good God.
Pretty, isn't it?
Who on earth would do such a thing?
A real English gentleman. Did a lovely job, didn't he?
Just one moment.
Some men are real skillful when it comes to causing pain.
You didn't go to the police?
The police. A girl like me making a complaint about a man like him, a rich man. That's funny. I won't forget his name in a hurry, though. Hyde. Edward Hyde.
Why come to me? You have family, don't you?
No, I ain't got no family. You gave me your card.
Yes. Yes, of course. I remember.
I've never had someone like you be nice to me before.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sympathy, tenderness, warm as the summer, offer me their embrace. Friendliness, gentleness, strangers to my life, they are there in his face. Goodness and sweetness and kindness abound in this place.
There. You should feel more comfortable.
I feel like a lady.
You are a lady. Most extraordinary lady.
I am in love with the things that I see in his face. It's a memory I know time will never erase.
Good morning.
and I'd feel so alive if someone like you found. So many secrets I long to share. All I have needed is someone there to help me see a world I've never seen before. I love to open every door to set me free, so I can soar. If someone like you found someone like me, then suddenly nothing would ever be the same. There'd be a new way to live and a new life to love. If someone like you found me, oh, if someone like you found someone like me, then suddenly nothing would ever be the same. But my heart would take wings, and I'd feel so alive. If someone like you loved me.
I hope everything was to your satisfaction, Your Grace.
Very nice, yes.
Sweet little girl, isn't she? Plenty of potential.
Very, very nice, yes. I'd like to see her again. Next week?
Certainly, Your Grace. Happy to oblige. Must make a pleasant change from all your charity work. But of course, we do not do it for charity. Wednesday, all right?
Wednesday, very, very nice, yes. Goodbye for now, my dear.
Say cheerio to His Grace. Never mind her. She is stunned by your generosity.
Good.
That is all.
Yes.
Till Wednesday, then. Steh auf! Was fällt dir ein? Ich hab die Nüsse wohl ein Stück.
Wednesday, dearest.
Your Grace. Warms the heart to see that romance still blossoms, even in the sewers of London.
Who are you?
What a pretty pair. The Romeo of the cloth and the Juliet of the gutter. Though perhaps Juliet's a trifle young for such a disgusting old Romeo.
How dare you, sir? Do you know who I am?
Yes, Your Grace.
Yes.
Yes, I know exactly who you are. Eminent churchman and philanthropist, friend to those in need, particularly of the female gender, and you're still tender.
Let me bash
Who
you.
does not know Rupert? 14th Bishop of Basingstoke, our fair city's most distinguished, degenerate, obscene, corrupt, and malignant hypocrite! Animals tramp behind bars at the zoo, need to run rampant and free. Predators live on the prey they pursue. This time the predator's me! Lost like a raging desire, fills my whole soul with its curse. Burning with primitive fire, berserk and perverse. Tonight,
I'll plunder heaven blind, steal from all the gods tonight. I'll take from all mankind, conquer all the odds, and I feel I'll live on forever with Satan himself by my side. And I'll show the world that tonight and forever the name to remembers, the name Edward Hyde. What a feeling to be so alive! I have never seen me so alive. Such a feeling of